Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got an email from a subscriber. This one says, "Hey, Mr. Locario, I would just like to know, how can I keep my girl still interested in me long term? I want to make her always feel like she doesn't have me 100%. Like you said yourself, if a girl gets too comfortable, she will end up disrespecting you, cheating on you, and etc. So how can I make her attached enough to me to the extent of her feeling that fear that she will lose me if she fucks up, which I should think would make her stay with me long term?" All right, so basically, you want to know how to keep your girl, with you for a while. You want to have a long-term relationship with this chick. You want to keep her around and all the other stuff. And what you got to understand is that in order to keep a woman around, in order to keep her interested, in order to make her want to continue to be with you, all you really need to do is be consistent. Okay? Be consistent, meaning you have to be who you are. You have to be how you're going to be, and you have to show her, you understand, that you're going to be that way. You understand? Because your consistency, it gives her a feeling of security. You understand? Because she sees you as stable. She sees you as a man. You say you're going to do something, you do it. You present yourself a certain way. You basically continuously present yourself in that way. You understand? So there's some consistency there, so that she can trust that. You understand? And that's what makes her want to continue to stay with you. You understand? Now, the thing I got to say is this, is that, what you're saying in your email, you're saying like, how can I get her to feel like, she doesn't have me 100%, and how do I get her to want to stay, and how do I get her to feel these feelings and all this other stuff? See, this is the interesting part about this, is that trying to get her to stay, right, is the thing that will push her away. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Trying to get her to stay is going to be the thing that will push her away. So what do I mean by this? What I mean is that when you try to get a girl to do something, or you try to get her to stay with you, you try to get her interested in all this other stuff, what happens is that you stop focusing on yourself and what you're trying to make happen, which is the thing that really gets women attracted to you, or really gets a girl really wanting to, get with you and be with you and chill with you. You stop focusing on that, and you start focusing on things that you can do in order to make her happy, or things you can do for her. Do you understand? And so what happens is that you think, okay, what can I do, or how can I act, or how can I be, to get her to, feel this way or act this way, right? And so now you're focusing so much on your behavior and the things that you're doing in order to get her to, react a certain way, right? But what you got to understand is that if you are consistent, meaning you're doing your thing, and you're having your life, and you're creating, the type of life you want. You understand what I'm saying? That's going to automatically make a woman feel those feelings. You understand? So that's going to automatically make a woman sort of feel like, she's constantly chasing you in a certain way, even through the relationship, meaning like she doesn't have you 100% because you're not 100% invested in her all day, every day. You understand what I'm saying? And see, that's the mistake a lot of guys make, is that when they get into a relationship with a chick and they're really feeling her, and, they're like, oh, this is wifey, and I want this shit to last, and blah, 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 blah. They end up, they start to, do things where they sort of lose their identity as a man. They start to do things and second guess themselves, and they're wondering, oh, is my girl going to be okay with this? Should I be doing this? Or, oh, I want to go and see my boys, but I don't know. I got to check in with my girl. Like, you start to get into that mode. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, there is a balance that has to go with this, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But the thing is that, your girl is going to feel all these feelings and want to continue to see you and want to continue to be with you and all this other stuff when you are basically being consistent, meaning basically you are being 100% yourself, doing your thing, living the type of life you want to live, and you're not technically doing it for her. Do you understand? So the thing is, when we talk about this consistency, what do we even mean? What are we talking about, right? So it's basically, you doing your thing for you and not for her. And as a result, she will want to follow you and get down with your program. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's do a little example, right? Let's say, you get with your chick, y'all been dating or whatever. The next thing you know, y'all become boyfriend and girlfriend and all this other stuff. And what happens is, let's say like you on the weekends, you like to go and chill with your boys. You understand? And that's what you've been doing. You've been doing that before you met her. You were doing that when y'all first were dating, right? And now you continue to do that because that's just what you do. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now she sees that consistency, and she sees that, okay, this guy that I'm with, he follows through with whatever he feels like he needs to do. You understand? This is the man that I have. You understand? He's doing his thing. Now, what happens is that a lot of times, certain guys, they'll be inconsistent when they get with the girl. And then that girl ends up losing respect for the guy. So it's not necessarily, because you were saying in your email, you were like, oh, the girl can't get too comfortable because she's going to disrespect you and all that other stuff. It's not necessarily that. What happens is the disrespect usually comes in when the guy is inconsistent. So that same guy who used to hang out with his boys, you understand, now that he's gotten with his girl and, they're boyfriend and girlfriend now, all of a sudden she's like, oh, could you stay home, and could you stay home with me? I want to spend some time with you. So now he ignores his boys and he's spending more time with his girl. Do you understand what I'm saying? And now he's being inconsistent. He's being inconsistent with who he is and what he's about. You understand? And that's where the disrespect and all that comes from, because now she's starting to see that, oh, well, she could just say anything and do anything, and now you're just going to, do it. You understand? And then that makes a girl lose respect for you. And that's the thing that ends up, ruining the relationship sometimes. You understand? Because some guys will start to do that because they're trying to keep their girl happy. And this is what I was saying earlier, is that you trying to get her to stay is the thing that's going to push her away. Because what's going to happen is that, she's going to start to see that you're just doing shit just because she's saying to do it, and you're just doing it because you think you got to do it to make her happy. And now she's looking at you like, I thought you was a man. I thought you do what you do. You understand? Regardless of what the fuck I'm saying or what this person's saying. No, this is you supposed to be doing your shit, right? And I'm supposed to be following your lead. How am I going to follow your lead if you letting me, your woman, just tell you what the fuck to do? Do you see what I'm saying? Right? So the thing is, you have to be consistent, and most men are inconsistent. You understand? And the thing is, you have to make sure that you're doing your thing for you and not her. You understand? Another example, let's say let's say you wanted to start a business, right? Let's say fixing computers or some shit. That's the business you starting, you working on that business, you're trying to make it happen. And then what happens is, if you're consistent with that, that means you're following that dream. You're doing your thing, regardless, because that's what you want to do at the time. So you're being consistent in following that, path, right? Now, a guy who's inconsistent, let's say he's like, he has that same thing where he's, he wanted to start a business, fixing computers or whatever. And then his girl's like, oh, you know what? You've been working on this business thing for the last year and a half, and, nothing's not really happening. I think you should, try to get a job here or go to college and all this other stuff. So now the inconsistent guy, he's going to listen to what the fuck she's saying. He's going to stop doing his thing, and he's going to go to college and do whatever the hell she said. Because, he's trying to make her happy, and he wants her to, feel good about him and all this other nonsense, right? So he's being inconsistent with what he's really trying to do. You understand? And that inconsistency is the thing that is going to, make your relationship go to shit. You understand? So the thing is, when we talk about consistency, you have to be that same dude. You have to, do your thing and then have her follow. Right now, the thing is this. Because when we talk about consistency, it's basically saying, you got to be the same way and this and that. Now, you might say, okay, well, what if later on, I might change, or something might, I might want to do something different, right? So isn't that being inconsistent because I'm not really following that same path and all this other stuff, right? So let's say, you are that person who wanted to do the computer business, but then you was like, you know what? I want to go into something else, right? Now, the thing is that all you're doing is you're the one who's switching it up because that's what you want to do. Do you understand? And then you end up being consistent within that, right? But it comes from you changing because you wanted to do it. You're not changing because your girl wanted you to do it. And that's the thing that happens with a lot of dudes why their relationships are fucked up, because they're changing and doing all this stuff because the girl wants them to do it. So that same dude who wanted to do that computer business, right? If he said, hey, I'm going to put this on hold for a little bit, I'm going to go to college and do my thing. If that's what he decided for himself, that's different than his girl saying it and then him changing because his girl said it. You understand? So that's the thing that I got to get, you guys to understand, is that the more consistent you are, the more you're doing your thing, then that's going to make the woman follow your lead and want to be part of your team. And that's going to make her want to continue to stay with you. Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of these dudes, they get with their chicks and it's like this really like slow decline before she ends up cheating on the dude, before she ends up, leaving the dude, because that dude that she fell for, the dude that she was into, is not the same dude she's with now. He's two different dudes. Because when he first got with her, he was a certain way and he was presenting himself in a way that she found attractive, right? Because at that point he was, probably doing certain things in his life. He had a certain energy about him, and that's what attracted her to him, right? Now that he's gotten with her, he ends up doing shit just for her. He forgets who the fuck he is, and he ends up doing stuff for her. Do you understand? And then she ends up losing respect for him, and then she doesn't really, it's not the same thing. You understand? So it's not necessarily about, when we talk about being consistent, that you have to do the same exact thing for 20 years. But what we're talking about is that you have to be consistent with who you are and do your thing and have her follow. Do you understand? You're not here to do your thing and then you get with this chick and then you forget about what your thing is and then you just start to do shit she wants you to do. And this is why a lot of times, guys get into relationships and they get into marriages, and then you got all these dudes talking about MGTOW and all this other stuff, and I can't deal with these chicks because if I get with a girl and this is gonna happen and that's gonna happen and blah yada yada, all that other stuff. And a lot of it has to do literally with a man just forgetting who the fuck he is. Do you understand? And that's why he ends up losing out on the chick, or losing out on his his money or whatever the fuck it is, because he wasn't being consistent. Do you understand? He got with a chick and he ended up doing what she wanted him to do. He forgot who he was. And then eventually what's going to happen usually in those situations is that, the chick's going to break up with the dude, or the relationship's going to go so bad that, you're probably going to want to break up with her because it's just going to be ridiculous. But either way, it's not going to be a good relationship. You understand? And I'm talking to you from, experience, like me being in relationships back in the day where I fucking, switched up my whole shit for some chick. Do you understand? And then when I wisened up and I understood, like, okay, well, this is some bullshit. You understand? And then I knew what the fuck to, I got to do my own thing, stay on my own course. Do you understand? And then make shit pop for me, so that when I get with a chick and she's like, damn, this guy is, he knows what the fuck he's about. she's going to want to be down with the program. You understand? So, you know, like I've been with my wife for the past 10 years. Do you see what I'm saying? And so the thing is, what happened is that I did things the way I wanted to do it. Right? And then she follows that lead. Now, again, there has to be this balance here. So what I'm saying is that there has to be a balance between you know, doing your thing, but also you have to give your girl some time. So what that means is, let's say you know, your thing is to hang out with your boys and do this and do that. And that's cool. And you should do that. And you should have the time when you do that. But you still got to balance it out by giving your girl some time. Meaning you got to spend some time with your girl. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that you don't want it to be where your girl is like, I want you to spend, you know, all this time with me. And you're like, okay. And then you diss your friends. And then you're just spending all your time with her. And you're just doing what she wants you to do to make, you know, because you think that's going to make her happy. You understand? And that's the thing that is going to fuck your shit up. You understand? You got to be consistent with who you are. You understand? And be that, do that. And the chick will follow your program and follow your lead. And she will stick with you. All right? Because she's looking for that stability. And you represent that stability and that security with you being consistent. You understand? Because your consistency, the way that you're consistent, is a representation that you're not going to just be moved and swayed by any little thing. So if you can be moved and swayed by any little thing, then you are not a man a woman can trust. You're not a man that a woman can feel safe with. And then you're going to be a man that a woman doesn't want to be with. You feel me? So that's pretty much it. Guys, listen, if you have any questions, make sure you click the link below and I'll holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below so you can send me a question and I'll do a video on it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which gives you 7 tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy to follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.